there. Petar.jacimovic here. As I promised yesterday to alert you about updates on the British pound versus US dollar, I want to do right now, and since I found some free time and want to do the video to help you also for potential to find good trading opportunities, and alert you about potential expectation, and my analysis on the British pound versus US dollar. What I basically found here, and as I marked yesterday, is that I marked basically this upward movement, the whole upward movement, so the starting of this week was actually forced by weak traders. And I alerting you that we building potentially weakness just before tomorrow is the rate decision from Bank of England, and the traders basically based on this assumption that they will raise the interest rate by 25 base points. They basically was afraid, and they wanted to buy. But in my opinion, the professional money is not there, and the reason is I found that using the profile in combination with price action volume analysis and combination with the intermarket analysis, I basically found that this may be a very large fake from the professionals, so that they want to trap you, want to bring the crowd to be heavily buyers before they have the good levels for potential strong selling with a large box of sell orders. What we got here, and why I'm expecting that, is because we got a we have a buying movement with a lot of anomalies into this profile. For example, this profile for itself got a lot of anomalies. There is no clear point of control. Pretty much a lot of anomalies, and for more about anomalies is basically they represent some errors in the standard distribution. So but for more about that, I mean, I will explain you. I have a lot of hours we spend just on anomalies and how we read them and what they represent. But for now, they represent the errors in distribution process. Now, this was a Monday, and then the next day, what we got here is we got some single prints between these distributions, but still the value didn't shift higher, and the point of control remained actually near the low of the day. What happened today is they tried to go upward, and then sellers actually started and created this selling tail. And as I said, we may go lower, retest the point of control in the next period, which is point of control from yesterday, near 1.3 205 level, and potentially the whole area of can be actually absorbed by professionals, because as I said, I will not tell you this price will go for sure there and there. I'm just telling you the weakness is strong appearing there, watching the distribution process market profile and together with the volume price action analysis. So be very careful, because this can be a very strong trap for uninformed traders. And even if there is we got a rate hike by 25 base points from Bank of England. But if we got a hawkish, hike, that can actually be a strong sell by professionals. So only something like very strong, like voting 0.99 or very strong, confident, that can boost pound higher. But anything else basically can be a very bearish for the pound. Okay, the reason of this interest rate hike is basically very high inflation in Great Britain, and they want to fight that. Anyway, professionals know for this, and they just play with the crowd. Basically, they're very informed. They actually know expectation, and they actually force this. But basically, what they're doing right now is basically they're doing nothing by letting the crowd to position and buy the rumors, basically. And then they step in and they close all of this and potentially absorb all of this weak buying. So just one thing, the market makers and professional traders do not control the market. I just want to make you, because don't think that they control the market or they press the buy just to trap you. It's not like that. It's more like they let the crowd to be leading by this information on the internet, watching the Bloomberg news papers, watching the TV, and they let them, by doing nothing, they let the crowd to actually play around. And then we see the crowd is actually heavily buying, and they're basically building buying orders. We know to read that there is no professional interest watching the volume analysis together with understanding the profile and price action analysis. So, and our assumption is like they are not stepping the market, but potentially they may step in this stage because we are approaching the date, which is tomorrow, and we're approaching the interest rate decision where they can decide to absorb all of this, for example, these few days upward movement. Okay, so this is the reaction here. Now I want to go to this is the signal platform, and this is the British pound futures chart. This is a 15-minute chart. I marked this basically in my journal. I posted that we got a strong sign of weakness when after the news. Okay, we got the news and we got a good increase. We got a positive reading, and that reflected on our crowd buying, but professionals sold into their buying. This is like classic trap for buyers at this stage. Anyway, I wanted to just inform you that we got strong weakness and then big supply came in, and look at the volume, about 6K. So very strong activity and strong. They started already to distribute some of blocks of these sell orders. They started to distribute, and they can do that in the future, and also using the news to distribute and so on, and after the news. Two more. We also have got a FOMC meeting minutes, so be careful in a few hours. So that can also boost new potential sell block orders. Now this is a 15-minute chart. What I want to show you here is a daily time frame. Okay, so watch this. As I marked you yesterday, if you watch my video yesterday, you got a point at this. Got a no buying pressure involved in this buying moment, which also confirms that profile got anomalous distributions. Now, look at this volume is already bigger than, and we have a lot of, we have about 7 hours at the end of the New York session, and we have more contracts traded than yesterday. So there is, and this is already fake breakout of the high and some, let's say, some mini cluster resistance fake breakout. So this can lead a potential uptrust bar on the daily time frame, and this can lead for potential retest of the low. And maybe, in my opinion, they can use the news, for example, FOMC meeting. They can use the interest rate decision to actually create in the block sell orders. I speak about the professional informed traders. So this is, I always collect informations all around. This is just one part of my trading, and I just, I'm watching many factors when I build any position. I'm position basically main trader, but I also do intraday trading when I see the opportunity, but my main income is from the position trading. Now I'm keeping my sell order from 1.3500, and I'm still waiting my 1.2800, 1.2900 level on the British pound to actually close my position in a very good profit and percentage to account. Now, with the proper knowledge, you can successfully day trade as well, but you must know many factors in what involves the day trading. And there is a very strong method I created watching the watching the profile, watching the regular chart patterns, watching the pivot points, all of these together in one to get a picture of understanding to catch potential volatility of the day. That's all about intraday trading, to catch some part of the volatility, to understand what potential day, how the day can develop. So look at the daily time frame. What I'm saying here is that we got an upward movement, but look at the volume, activity, no professional interest in this buying. So sellers basically started to step in. We saw that after the news, and we'll see how develop from this. So we absorb this buying. We got a strong activity. This is also climatic action, but in the background, we already got the weakness. So this is a thing which most of also volume traders don't understand. Background is so important. Everything is based on the background. the price and the quotation you see today is basically because of some background from previous days or previous weeks. So if there is a weakness appear, for example, weakness appeared a few weeks ago, that weakness will not disappear, and the bearish movements will be based on the weakness in the background. Okay, so this supply which came in actually was a strong sell block orders on the futures from 1.320, and that actually, why that supply came, because of the weakness in the background after the news for the British pound. So that was basically to get out of this climatic zone and then put a more sell orders and make the day traders also to sell as well later on. Okay, there's a many market maneuvers, how they actually trick the crowd, how they play, and all of this are basically patterns, and that worked 100 years ago, and that's in human nature, and that will work forever as long as you have the market to trade. The psychological of the humans will not change. It's about actually to understand their maneuvers and to ride with them, and trying to ride with them, and with, of course, proper risk control and money management. So I just want to let you know again that weakness appeared, and weakness are building from the Monday, and today we got the weaknesses all around, and it won't be surprised if you see the drop in the next period on the pound. Even there is a rate hike, don't be surprised that even you got interest rates hike, which is naturally positive for the pound. Speaking of economically, it doesn't mean, basically, there is a more chance that even there is a interest rate hike, that the price can drop 100, 200 pips on the interest rate hike. And people will wonder why, because the weakness is presenting to the professionals, and they don't care about the news factors and news events and so on. There is a only thing, if there is a 900, for example, interest rate decision, very clear, that is something different, and the pound can go higher. Okay, and that will be bullish profile. But anything else, right now I think he's expecting 702. Basically, sorry, this was an alert. Right now expecting a 702. So this is not so that all are based on the hike. So there is some concerns about this hike. And this is already for itself the weakness in the fundamental, speaking of fundamental perspective. Since we got already weakness building for a few days here, and we know that there is a big weakness a few weeks ago when entered sell, this can result further drop on the pound. Now, I will not say this will happen for sure. It seems I have my stop loss on break even from a few weeks ago near 1.3500, but I'm telling you my opinion on this interest rate decision. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, feel free to subscribe my YouTube channel, feel free to comment as well. You can join my journal, The Forex Factory, trade name the art stream with Petar Serbia, and you can contact me there. If you want to learn my method, it doesn't matter if you want to day trade method and methodology, or you want a position trading course, you can contact me and we can arrange a date for start mentorship program. Also, be informed that from the January of the next year or February, I will start a business with my friend, and I will offer different services which will be very affordable also for everyone, so you can enjoy the live TV analysis, you can enjoy the digital download courses, and you can also enjoy the mentorship program and so on. So stay tuned, and I hope for good profits, trade safe, and take care. Bye bye.